Been a number of problems at Chris Hani Baragwanath, laundry issues, a lack of bread, just to name two in recent months. And I'm joined now by our reporter on that story, Nqobile Madlala. Nqobile, thank you very much for joining us in studio. So the Human Rights Commission, we know they were at Rahima Musa Mother and Child Hospital. This, of course, after the whistleblower paediatrician Dr. Tim de Meyer's letter, but they were also at Chris Hani. And the fire that broke out, it didn't cause any damage really, but it's just another concern, isn't it? Because this is a massive hospital.
Well, definitely a concern, Sally. But today the focus was, of course, on those 870 people that are saying that their surgery has not been done at this point. And they were focusing on that and to try to find out exactly what happened. And what the CEO is saying is that based on the numbers, they attend to quite a number of people. But what they have attended to is over 20,000 people in surgery. And so they're saying that this is a small number. But I think you and I will agree that even though it's a small number compared to the 20,000, it's a small number that is 800 too many people. And so they're saying at this point that they are going back to these surgery people that were supposed to get surgeries. They're speaking to them. They're saying at this point it's deferred, but they are speaking to them. They're saying some of the issues that have caused this is because that some of them are patient related. Some of them, at the same time, they're saying that the infrastructure issues. Sally, they're saying that boiler makers, for example, are not working. At some points, they're saying that they had to basically take their laundry and go take it somewhere to be washed. And this is a major issue for this hospital because it's a huge hospital. Yeah. And like you say, it needs to attend to a lot of people. So they're saying that they want the South African Human Rights Commission to raise this in that meeting that they're saying they are going to have.
So often it's tiny little things like they don't have the right equipment on hand, or the temperature's not right, or the power goes out. Well, that's a big issue.
Or the linen is not there.
Or the linen is not there. And these are all things that the hospital should really have flowing and functioning to support when you go into a surgery situation, which of course is really serious stuff, and it has to be absolutely perfectly sterile, perfectly organized. So that is really worrying indeed. I know that you spoke to Boang Jones from the Human Rights Commission. Let's take a quick listen.
I think the main one is infrastructure. There are serious challenges when it comes to infrastructure. The hospital is old. They're still using old infrastructure. There's a need to refurbish, to replace infrastructure, and that is where we're going to focus our attention, so that there is sufficient infrastructure to support hospital employees and professionals to do their work. The hospital has done 24,000 surgical procedures, and just 870 could not be attended to for a myriad of reasons. And the hospital will give us a breakdown, and some of them have been rebooked, and we were satisfied with the response from the hospital.
I mean, there are so many problems, and it is very difficult. We know that there's the group of doctors who've signed that I am letter, not only calling out people who get victimized for blowing the whistle, but also saying basics like your CEOs at all these hospitals need to have proper financial qualifications, that the people, the medical staff, the top medical people need to have a real strong say in how these hospitals are run. We also know, of course, that a lot of the health budget goes to paying medical malpractice, that often people are treated appallingly, lose lives, lose loved ones, and they sue the state and they win. And it's very interesting that there's another story within this story focusing on the hospital in Vereeniging, the Tele Mogwerani Regional Hospital story that you've picked up. And this is about a couple that lost their baby. They're claiming, am I right, that the mother believes she would not have lost her baby, but she was a victim of negligence. And then the baby had the wrong identification tag, so when they tried to fetch the little body to bury it, they weren't sure if it was their baby. What an awful situation. The hospital, I understand, has admitted that they misidentified the baby. What's the latest on that?
Well, Sally, the hospital has spoken to the mother. They're saying that they have identified the baby, like you're saying. But at this point, the trauma's there. The mother's traumatized, the father's traumatized. They had to go to a mortuary, which was on the 20th, only to find out that the baby, only to find out the baby that they lost on the 18th of this month is not there. And only then...
Or certainly was or had the wrong tag on.
Yes, and now they are told that it was the wrong test, it was a wrong tag that was put on the baby. And so the trauma just continues. You can just see from the pain when she speaks that this is very difficult for them. She's young, she's 22 years old. It's the youth month. She just had her child. She's lost her child. And she has her partner there supporting her. But I have no clue what happened. He was just saying that she told me what happened, but I just don't understand. So you can understand the frustration, the heartache, and only to go back and forth, and you're preparing for a funeral and not to find the baby. But now the hospital is saying, of course, they did find the baby. The DNA proves that this is the baby, but the baby had a wrong tag. So the guy was saying that, the partner was saying that the family does not believe now that this could be the baby. So a lot of frustration there.
And as you say, absolutely traumatized parents. And then this uncertainty and the way they were treated has made them even more upset. Let's take a listen to the grieving mum.
Like saying acceptile ukuthi akasekho. Just nje ukuthi ngimthole ngimngcwabe. Nakhona ukuthi ngiyafisa ukuthi like lento engivelele ingavelele umunye umuntu because ibe buhlungu ukuthi like ngihike nginalo lelo themba ukuthi ngizobuyela ekhaya nengane, but akwenzakala. Isibhedlela akusisibhedlela sidlela angazi ukuthi kanjani, but abawuthatha umsebenzi wabo serious because the way izinto ezenzeka ngakhona bengisehike ngoba isimo sami bisibucayi. That is why abo doctor bangithathe bangise high care. So mare baphumile abo doctor laba like abo nurse abo midwife laba bayaziyo bashiya le mfana lo yalapha because immediately umntana makaqeda uvela yamfana ungishiyile wakijima uyofonana nabo. So uyabona ukuthi bebeziphumele nakhona nalesikhathi lesi bebakhona ehodini bebangangisizi ngalutho because bebabhekelela ama video bebayihlalile. Even though man complain ngepain bebangitshela akwenzeki futhi yonke into bebayiphikisa nakhona le machine like lento ye heartbeat iyakhomba abazange bayimonitor abazange bayenzele ukuthi bebeyihlelele babhekelele ama video wabo then baphuma lesikhathi sengicomplain kakhulu ngepain bavela bazisumela like bazambela basiphumela. So lesikhathi umntana avela bebangekho.
Yeah, so young.
Detailed trauma there, Sally. You can just hear what she's saying. They were not there when she gave birth. It was a male nurse that helped her, and the midwives were not there. And she's just saying that she blames the hospital. But do you blame her in this case?
Yeah, and we've seen so many malpractice suits. It certainly has to be investigated. Thank you very much for that update. Such serious concerns about our hospitals, particularly here in Gauteng.